We would like now to welcome our special guest right here in our studio, economic expert, Dr. Nader Al-Obaid, to talk to us about Kuwait's participation in the World Government Summit. Good evening, sir, and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having us here in very important event, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk about the economic side of it.
First of all, how important is Kuwait's participation in the summit?
In fact, Kuwait has some objectives in terms of global positioning, especially that Kuwait has some challenges in the last years. And I think the objectives with the new vision, especially the vision that was introduced and given by His Highness the Prime Minister for 2022-2026, talking about 11 elements. But one of them is the global positioning and the presence. I think such event and such summit, it is an opportunity to Kuwait to be there. This is one. Second, especially one of the objectives that talking about the investment and the infrastructure and the human capital. I think all the objectives should be introduced there, shared with others, and the vision of Kuwait, at least to know what do we have in terms of environment, economic environment, business environment. It is important for Kuwait to be there and to give the opportunity to others to see what is the new vision for Kuwait.
Upon his arrival to United Arab Emirates, and to be more specific to Dubai, His Highness the Prime Minister said something really interesting, that he said this is a great opportunity to share ideas and to share our experiences with the others and vice versa. How would you like that?
Well, in fact, usually in summits and with this high level leaders' contribution, definitely there are certain countries are pioneers in certain specialists. Now, it is important to listen with the delegation to analyze, to listen to success stories, to challenges, the alliances that could be constructed, and then Kuwait should work constructively toward that. Now we are talking about that diplomatic appearance in terms of financial center. Financial center is one of the objectives here. Now, how ready we are in terms of infrastructure, laws, I think people should know about it. And besides that, we need to pick the right alliances with the contributor and the success stories that coming from the participant of the summit. Definitely, now there are some challenges in terms of Kuwait, talking about education, the education sector, healthcare, how to invest in human capital. As we mentioned earlier, the foreign investment. But unfortunately, there are certain signals or messages came in different ways, but maybe official or not official, about the challenges in Kuwait. I think it's about time, and it is an opportunity to talk freely about it and how can we deal with it. Because you see, now agencies talking about rating, some bureaucracies. I think each country has their own challenges, but how to come over it, I think it's important to share it with others and pick or choose the right alliances in terms of achieving the vision of 2035.
The summit took place in Dubai. His Highness the Prime Minister attended as a delegation from the state of Kuwait. Do you think that this summit would help attract foreign investments?
Well, in terms of a region, the GCC is considered now the business heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because of the political stability, in a way, the business environment, the laws, the attractiveness coming from the neighbors. It's like Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, and we see the big events. I think this gives a confidence for the investors to consider the region and Kuwait in specific for foreign investment. Now, what do we require to be ready for? I think we need to be flexible, to review our laws, to have it as a suitable environment for investors to be in Kuwait as foreign investment and fund. On top of that, we need to focus. What do we need from the foreign investment? How can we translate it into reality, and how can we direct it to the right fields? Definitely now the objectives of Kuwait was to introduce and to give opportunity to private sector to play better role, major role in terms of economy. I think it's an opportunity now to consider that and use this summit to capitalize on it.
Back in the days, maybe a few years before, the state of Kuwait set a goal for the year of 2035. That's going to be a quantum leap. This is a big jump in the future. Do you think that this summit would help us and serve our goals?
Definitely. Now we are talking about the future. Things are slightly different. When the vision was set some time ago, 2005, okay, nobody was focusing on the technology. Now I think we have to review our vision and revise it in a way. I think it is an important opportunity to consider the technology, now the remote education and so many, and healthcare as well. Now we see the robot technology is in place. I think we need to get an opportunity, especially with the delegation, to maximize the benefit of that existence.
Mr. Obaid, it's a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Folks, you're still with us here, right here on KTV2. The 7 o'clock news will continue, and Lulu will come back right after this. Stick around.